You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Princesses Long Island After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Princesses Long Island After Show.
I'm feeling it. Stop blowing my buzz, quit killing it. So buy another round. They try to shut
I love this because I feel like throughout the whole episode, everyone's like, stop killing my vibe. Like Coco's like, you know what I mean? Coco's like, stop killing my vibe. Joey's like, Ashlee, stop killing my vibe.
Right? And then what happened? Coco went loco.
Coco went loco.
Coco.
This is what, season 1, episode 6, I believe that we're on right now for Princesses.
Yeah.
Crazy. Thank you guys so much for sticking it with us for so long. I'm your host, Kristina Zias.
Hi, I'm Jake DuPree.
I'm Fahnia Thomas. Hi, Cassidy Guard.
And we kind of have been complaining throughout the whole season that there's not a lot going on in Long Island with these princesses, and finally they turn up the heat. Whether it's good or bad, there's at least some drama, so we're all happy about
Tonight
that.
was like, here you go. Plain
Right?
served.
Yeah, Ish got really real. Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions, so hopefully we'll get to them maybe later on in the season. But I guess we can get started with poor Coco. I mean, there's a lot of heartbreak for her in this episode, and her younger sister is getting married, which I guess is not easy for anyone to deal with, and that's how the episode starts off. They go wedding dress shopping. What do you guys think about Ashlee, her sister, making Chanel try a dress on?
Awkward.
That was strange. Like, why would she ask her to do that?
I feel like that was so producer-driven,
Yeah.
calling it.
Yeah, I think it was probably producer driven, but at the same time, I mean, maybe she did kind of like want to include her so that Chanel didn't feel left out. But at that moment, she could have sort of recognized that it was a very sensitive subject. But I thought Chanel was really great to kind of go with it and be like, okay, in the fun spirit of wedding dress shopping, all right. But yeah, that would be super tough to do.
And she did look really cute, I thought.
She looked
did.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
She
I
looked
thought-
beautiful.
I thought she looked very natural and beachy. I was like, I want you to get married on the beach somewhere.
Oh yeah, very effortless.
Right. And I
sure.
just want you to know, Chanel, that you are smart, you are kind, and you are important.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
You are normal.
Isn't it is? You is kind. You is important. Isn't it? It's not R, I
She
think.
catches my drift.
We modernized it.
Right?
Okay.
But when she was in the park crying, like, I felt so bad for her. Like, it is the new norm to be 30 and single and not be married with children. I mean, I know that's not the norm in her little culture, not her little culture, oh Lord Jesus.
In her neck of
Within
the
her
woods.
community,
Yeah.
in her subculture. You know, I know that she was saying that Orthodox Jews of her age are married with children. I get it. But in the big culture of the United States of America, you're normal, girlfriend.
What I have to say, I grew up in the South, so a lot of my friends are married, kids, and things like that. It does not become such an issue when you remove yourself from the bubble, which I think Casey's kind of saying, like, I'm the same age, I'm in New York, I don't really feel the same pressures. If Chanel branched out and she kind of was able to get out of the bubble,
Step
I
away
think
from it.
she would realize, I'm 27, I'm in New York City, and she should go be roommates with Casey.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel too, because I don't understand how she expects to find a nice guy when she's living at home in the same place she's been her entire life. I feel like she wants to grow up and mature, but she's holding herself back so much. And that's what kind of bugs me in this, because she's complaining, and I feel for her because I'm sure that's really tough. But at this point, do something about it.
If you want to have something different, you need to try something new.
Yeah.
So she should switch it up, which is scary to do, but now's the time to do it.
And I think it's all in her head being like, everybody thinks I should get married. I'm like,
No.
people probably really don't care, honestly. I mean, they're just like, whatever, like, live your life. And they're probably envious of her because she's single and doesn't have responsibilities, basically.
I think the people that matter to her care. Because if I were to pull us and we were to raise our hand, do you care?
That what?
Do you care?
No.
That she's single?
Yeah, if she were to get married.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'd
We
be
don't
happy
care.
for her, but
Yeah, I'd be happy if that's what she wanted, but I'd be
Yeah,
like,
right.
get your single life. Like, you're not single for long. If you think about in the scheme of things.
get out there and get twerking.
Yeah,
Yeah, girl, and she
twerk.
breaks it down. She can dance. She can get some attention. Get
She
some
can hit
guys
that.
reel them
Guys,
in.
this is really continues to bother me. Why is she reeling people in? I feel like she
Like
needs
literally,
to,
like this.
literally, like I think she needs to do like a little bit more booty popping, and then it wouldn't be such a problem finding those boys. Just saying.
Watch a Beyonce video.
Yeah, we went to the Beyonce concert, so we're all about.
I missed that. You
Yeah.
guys, I have to get details later.
But anyways.
too.
Anyways, and then I really wish if she went to the speed dating because I feel like Chanel's super cool, and I feel like she could meet a guy in 5 minutes and be like, all right, this is a downright chick.
Because she's
Let's
not
hang
like
out.
over the top cuckoo like Ashlee isn't during the date sessions or Joey, but she's like the norm. I feel like she would act normally, like she was actually trying to get someone at
Right.
the speed dating, which is the point of the whole thing, I think.
Because Ashley's ridiculous. Joey just thought it was a joke, and Casey's kind of boring.
Yeah.
But Ashley's the only one that got a date from it. So
know,
she's
which
not
is really
too
sweet.
ridiculous because she gave it a go.
She did.
You
Give it a
know,
go.
it
Yeah.
takes a lot to put on product and do your hair and put on an ensemble and go out. It's a lot. She did it.
In HD.
You know she's my favorite.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
HD.
Okay, we obviously all love Ashley, but there was something going on with her and Joey today, and I didn't like it because it was never really explained. And they started with that party in the Hamptons when Ashley was hitting on that guy with, like, you know, the label on his glasses and asking if he's Jewish. And then Joey thought she was a joke, pretty much. And then I remember it continued in the silent car ride to sleepaway camp.
Yeah.
But now it's like hatred. Like Ashley threw it down. And as Fahnia would say, shade all the way. So, right?
I'm going to have to call Ashlee out. I really felt uncomfortable by this whole thing. Like, it made me
agree.
sad, too. I don't know. I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. At all.
I think Joey may have said things in the past that offended Ashley, and there's resentment that's there. And because I saw Joey trying to make an effort, trying to be a part of it, and I just saw Casey cold shoulder, Ashley cold shoulder, and it brought me back to middle school
And,
or
like,
high school. It did not feel good.
The whole she has no class thing. Anytime anyone has to say, you don't have class, I'm like, here's a mirror. Let's look at it really quick. That's all I'm
Yeah.
going to say. I just don't like when people throw that around because I don't think it's an actual term. It's either you're a nice person, you're not. Like, end of discussion. I
And
don't
you know
like that
what?
class thing.
The Freeport, we have another Freeport comment this time, circa
Yeah,
from
Erica.
Erica. Thank you. Wow. There's a point in which, okay, yeah, this happened last episode. She said, I don't have handouts. I don't have people doing this. Stop with the comments. We get it. She lives in a different part of the island than you do. She might not have the same opportunities, but just stop talking about it. There's a point where she's going to get defensive, and I don't blame her for that.
I don't either.
Well, as far as the whole situation, the fighting, there's 5, 6 girls. Somebody's going to get in a fight.
Yeah, and I'm
Somebody
glad they
is not
do.
going to like somebody else. They're not all going to get along, and it makes for great television. So,
Right, but I feel like we didn't see what happened.
Yeah, there's
all of a
no-
sudden, Ashley's just was extremely rude and had made no effort whatsoever. And like you said, it was kind of really uncomfortable for me too, because I think Ashley is so funny and silly, and all of a sudden you saw a totally different side.
I
That
think
happened a lot this episode.
Yeah.
Just,
Right.
Yeah.
They all switched around.
they've been throwing shade. I think with Ashley and Joey, they've been throwing shade, like low-key, little jabs here and there that they don't like each other.
And there's just some people
There
that you
doesn't-
just aren't necessarily going to get
You're
along
not going to
with.
mesh
Yeah.
well. You don't have to have a kick out, brawl down, slap a boob, or throw a drink in somebody's face. You know what I mean? We'll see a slap a boob later.
Yeah.
You know, to prove that you don't like somebody. I just think, they're not feeling each other.
Yeah.
Something else that I think is funny too is that, okay, not that what Ashley was doing is okay because it bothered me how rude she was, but at least she said something, because Casey just sat there quiet the entire time with the cold shoulder and then like spoke about how she doesn't like Joey in her confessionals. At least Ashley has the nerve to say it to her face.
That's true.
You know?
Like, Casey, she needs to step it up. I was like, because if season 2 comes around, I don't think she's going to make the cut.
I want to know where she was during the whole Drink Hanky party. I know I'm jumping around, but where was she?
I don't know. We'll have to get back to that because
Where
I
were
just
you,
thought about
Casey?
that too.
You know what?
Yeah.
She's probably at work. I'm going to go out on
Yeah.
a limb and think she was at
She's
work.
paying her
Okay.
rent. That's
Yeah.
what she's doing.
I'm mad at you.
Well, speaking
You
about
guys
the
are
drink.
really disturbed by this.
Yeah, I'm pissed.
I just don't know where it came from. I think that's the whole thing for me. Like, it just seems like it climaxed out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they were like, oh, she's tacky and she's trashy and she's classy. But go back a few episodes, and at that party, whenever Ashlee was hitting on that guy with the DKNY thing on his glasses, they were saying inappropriate comments to him too. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Let me see your penis and all that stuff that she was saying to that Joey was saying to that guy. But it was along the same line. So it's like, let's look at each other before we start saying bad things
Yeah,
about
but you
the
know
other
what? I was
person.
entertained, and it's something I would do. I identify in that moment, if I'm at a bar and a guy's just like being annoying, I'm just gonna mess around with him and
Say
just
something like
see.
that.
I'm just gonna do it, and that's the point in which it's like Casey's just somewhere in the middle. We have a really extreme Joey, but I've always really liked Ashlee. But based on tonight's events, I would be Team Joey. So I don't know. What about you
too.
guys? Are we gonna team it out?
I'm Team Amanda.
I'm Team Amanda.
Well, no, between those two. Going back,
Okay,
to,
fine.
back
those
to
two.
the dating, the situation.
In that scenario, in that situation. Yeah, I would be Team Joey.
Okay.
Based on what I've seen on screen, I'd be Team Joey. But I'm sure there's other things that have happened to make this situation get to where it is. So I'm not
Totally.
gonna. I
And we
love
love
I love
Ashlee.
Ashlee.
We
I think
love
she's very
her.
funny. But
Right.
tonight just was like, what is going on?
How about you?
I'm ride or die.
Okay.
Ashlee. I'm not gonna flip
She's
flop.
All right,
She's
all right,
A-town.
all right.
I don't play those games.
A-town.
Well, I mean, let's continue with this Joey thing then, because Joey kind of like threw some shade at Erica. They went to that party in Freeport. There's a lot of like girly girl fights going on, like hair pulling behind the scenes, and I didn't like it at all. But Joey and Erica went out in Freeport, and again, Joey's like, Erica, you need a leash on you. And Erica's really funny. I just, the girl can't help it. She like, I don't even
likes
think
the attention.
she doesn't mean to do it. I think it's just out of her control almost. Talking to boys and getting their digits.
Wait, so she did get somebody's phone number.
Yeah,
the
she
physical-
asked
the
her.
physical therapist. Yeah.
And that was for...
Because she has scoliosis.
Joey?
In her neck, but I didn't know you could get
Collarbone,
scoliosis in
yeah.
your neck. Apparently you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in her defense, it was only because of that.
Well, they
she had no interest.
The whole conversation started at the beginning, though, that Joey was ready to go out, do a lap, meet a guy, and, you know, apparently here we have Erica. She's in a relationship. You know, she has a guy waiting on her. So I think that girl code, if you're in a relationship and you have to be somewhat monogamous, you need...
You gotta build up your
in Erica's situation, this is the girl that goes in the bathroom stall at the club. I am not condoning this whatsoever. However, in that situation, you are not supposed to grab the guy's number, no matter what, if you have some sort of scoliosis. You say, this is my girlfriend, Joey.
She's so smart. She's so
a
sweet. She's
businesswoman.
fun. Yeah.
She has this great product launching. You pitch her, and you hook it up for her.
Yeah, you be the wingman.
That's what girls do.
I don't know. I'm just going to say that she just wanted his number because she had scoliosis. Like, I don't think she's like, ooh, this doctor's hot. Like, if Rob and I break up, like, I'm going to give him a call. You know, I think she probably...
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think for her, it's just kind of hilarious.
I think it's just a game.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
Like, pick 'em off.
Like how many boys like want to give me their numbers, or like
Yeah.
how
And she was going after. I mean, they're in the sidewalk. She's like, "What are you doing? Where are you going?" I mean, she was any guy that walked past with some sort of, you know, collar T-shirt on or whatever it was. She was like, "You're a boy. What are you doing tonight?" Like all of them. So
I mean, she might be a little aggressive and a little out there sometimes, but I feel like a lot of the other princesses can learn something from her because so many of them are so reserved and kind of like seem a little stuck up that I don't think they're not very approachable.
Like Casey.
Right.
Like
Erica might be very approachable, but at least people don't talk
it's
to
good
her.
for TV
Yeah.
though. Like at least she's like
Right.
bringing something to the table, not just like I hate everyone. And I'm
she
leaving,"
rationalizes
you know?
things really, really well. You know, in her conversations, she's like, "I'm a pretty girl. What do you expect?" And the way in which she says things and she breaks it down. I mean, I start to believe her. I'm like drawn in. I'm like, oh, well,
yeah,
maybe
of
that
course,
does
that's
make
it,
sense.
yeah.
I
See,
wonder what
that's
Rob
why. That's
thinks.
how I
Yeah,
feel.
I see.
Rob, if you're listening, call us and let us know, what do you think? How did you feel about her getting the number of the doctor for her scoliosis? I mean, I'm just, you know, if
The
that was
beefy doctor,
reversed,
yeah.
you know, and I saw my man get a number out the club, I'd be like,
Hold up.
what? You need a doctor? Let me know and I'll get one for you. Trust me.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
no.
You know what bothered me about this? When they went outside, Joey was like, Erica, you need to stop being inappropriate, or like, you're drinking too much. I forget exactly what she said. But I don't know. I don't know if she necessarily handled it because obviously Erica was flirting a lot, but she didn't seem too out of control. Do you guys think? I feel like Joey was just kind of hating on her for being more fun.
Joey was trying to have a one-on-one conversation, and she could not get the focus. You know, Erica was elsewhere, which when you're drinking and people are, you know, catching your eye, it is kind of hard to focus in. But at that moment, she was trying to have a conversation. I guess I am just Team Joey today.
No, I'm laughing because when people are catching your eye.
She's
in a relationship, right?
Erica?
Yeah. So is she? Yeah.
She doesn't
Well,
need
it's
to
a
be
whole
looking.
other conversation. You
Yeah.
could be happily in a relationship and someone is wearing a nice outfit and you notice it and you keep moving. You don't go.
But when you drool.
When you what?
When you drool, and you're like,
okay.
oh yeah.
You think Erica's drooling?
Your homegirl might need to snatch you up and be like, "Yo, little
Pull you
inappropriate.
back,
Let me
yeah.
help you out with your relationship." I don't know.
Well,
but
going
I'm
up to
just
a couple and
speculating.
saying, "Hi, you two, are you guys dating, hooking up? What's the story?" That is so invasive because if it's like their first date, I mean, I guess it would break the ice, but it was awkward. It was very uncomfortable for me to watch that.
I agree.
Well, I mean, do you think that's more awkward, or do you think Ashlee and Adam's from speed dating date was more awkward?
I don't think she gave him a chance. I mean, I don't think that he necessarily had a chance with her, but I don't know. I wanted her to like humor him a little bit more, just like be her cute self and be like, "Oh, so what's up after this or whatever?" You know,
Right, and like
be
just
more
tease a
flirty,
little
like
bit.
flirty.
Might have helped him relax a little bit.
'Cause
He was
he-
nervous. I really liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him too. Like, maybe not for her, but he was like a sweet boy, right?
So sweet.
He was cute.
Why were they both drinking sodas? Like, just take a drink it and just sort of break the ice, like you said.
But she was kind of mean too. She said, "We all know the girl refuses to wear flats, like not for anything." And she said she'd rather go barefoot than ever go on a date with him again. Like that poor man who's watching this, right?
He's probably heartbroken.
He is.
Yeah.
He's like my only chance at love. And he was Jewish too.
Yeah.
So why not?
And he was cute with her dad. I think he
Right, Hal liked him.
He really humored Hal. He was respectful to Hal in the situation. I mean, that is really awkward. First date, you meet the parents, you come over.
And there's
he
a camera crew.
Did he bring a
Yeah.
bottle of wine too?
Yeah. There's a bottle of
So
wine.
thoughtful.
He was very chivalrous.
really
Yeah.
liked that a lot.
Imagine he's like this crazy guy who just wants camera time.
Yeah.
And
I want to be famous. Yeah.
oh my goodness.
You never know.
Well, I don't know. I liked him. I hope that there's more dates with Ashlee in the future because she's just funny to watch. I think that it's unanimous that our favorite couple is still Amanda and Jeff.
I love them. I'm like, this is what I wish this show was about. This like fun, lighthearted, just there's just so, I just find them so intriguing. Like I think that they're fantastic to watch.
I agree. It took me a long time to warm up to Jeff.
Yeah.
I always liked Amanda,
Yeah.
but there was just something about him that sent me the wrong way. But more and more, the way he supports her and helps her with the business, and he's trying to pitch her Drink Hankies, I started to really, I kind of am starting to see where she likes him.
Yeah, and I like how she did her little dance before she went out. Who doesn't
That was
look in the mirror
fun.
like, I'm looking good, okay, double check before you go out.
Keeping it real. I like it.
She's like, I look so sexy. she's
Own it.
She's great.
If you don't tell
she
yourself
really
you're
is.
sexy, nobody else
I like when they got to the party, he was like walking around to open the door for her, and she was like, "Bitch, let me out."
She looked really good this episode. Like every
She did.
outfit, the makeup was impeccable.
I want to
all
give
of
her
it.
kudos for that opening look when she was doing the intro confessional line or whatever.
hair was back.
She looked really cute. I was like, that's a good look. Work, 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 work.
Same with,
I
well, that's
like
the
it.
thing with Chanel. Sometimes she looks drop dead gorgeous. Her hair is perfect. Her makeup, and then other times it's just she tries these crazy funky things. It just I don't know. Maybe it looks better in person. You know, sometimes on camera things.
Yeah, but Chanel
Benefit of
looked
the doubt.
great at that party.
that white
too.
party.
She
She
never looked so
It
beautiful.
was like season 2 Chanel. Check it out, check it out, check it out. There it is.
She looked beat. Like she looked really good.
That face.
Since
it
when
looked
is
good.
beat a good thing? She looked
Oh
beat.
Lord Jesus, we'll have to sidebar on that. A whole nother show.
All right, I'll get it after.
Okay, well, if we're talking about beating, Chanel beat a woman's titties tonight. Like, she literally slapped a woman in the chest, right? I don't know how that happened. You know it did. Oh, did I make you uncomfortable?
Titties, that word just makes me like, ooh, like,
Well,
gross.
Are we allowed to say
it makes me
Titties.
whatever. It made me uncomfortable, but that's exactly what happened. And it was the most ridiculous thing to watch. The most ridiculous thing that happened. Like, it was like such a girl move,
And then
too.
she like ran away from her. I was like, what?
And then like Erica's like, ow, like her hair got caught in like a purse or something. And then like Joey runs over and she's like, where are you, Ashlee? Like, this isn't even about you guys at the moment. It was just so much drama. I couldn't even handle
It
it.
reminded me of like a bunch of like seagulls just like
Yeah.
walking at each other the whole time.
She would
like little
attack and then
chickens.
go retreat to the little picnic table and then come back for some more and then retreat again.
Like, what was that?
who's the
Bullfight.
blurb? Out of all this, who is the blurb?
I need to know who this bitch
Okay,
is.
and I would never say this because I'm 5'11", so I'm super tall. But that girl looked huge, like
She
really,
did.
really tall. I'm like, who is that?
I mean,
Like,
but
she's scaring me.
She was a curvier girl though. Like, I mean, she was like,
like, she was a woman. You know what I mean?
she was a thing. She was like a force to be reckoned with.
Did you say a thing?
Yeah.
A 10-foot tall woman.
Right, wasn't she?
She was a big lady.
We don't know if it was an accident, if she actually intentionally threw ice cubes at Chanel or not. But poor Amanda, who's trying to be a businesswoman and has this party for her, and then all of a sudden her friends are causing a
All the
huge,
trouble.
huge
I like
scene.
how she was really cool about it and was like, okay, as long as the drink that was thrown was in a drink hanky,
Oh my God,
it's
she-
all good.
that was amazing.
Silver
I
lining.
love that. So what snapped? Because you know those days when everything just starts out wrong and then it's that random person that cuts you off and you just freak out on them
Like,
in traffic.
go
It's like,
nuts.
are there things building up in her life that is making her more stressed out? And then this girl with her ice tossing
Just picking on her.
snapped
She
her.
couldn't handle it. I think it's the whole wedding thing. I honestly think it's just feeling dejected and feeling single. So I don't know. I feel for her in this instance because I don't think that that's naturally how she would respond to anything in her life.
There's got to be some past, something deep for her to pop off like that. Like, she's
Wow.
usually the calm, like, collective one. She went off. Like, I think this lady, Miss Blurb, there's something going on. Like, there's some history, there's a past. I don't know if it has to do with her ex or a family or a friend, but I think it's deep.
Yeah.
Oh, you think so with the
Yeah.
specific woman?
The blurb. I think
I
the
would-
blurb is like
I would
somebody from her
never
past.
expect Chanel to hit someone.
She's
never.
the peacemaker.
Never.
She's
I
the
think it'd be
mama
like
bear.
Erica or somebody. You know, like I don't know.
Yeah, like she popped off.
Yeah.
I don't.
It was kind of shocking. I couldn't believe that. And then Ashlee and Joey get in a fight. I'm like, what is going on? Like, stop.
It's too
Reminded me
much.
of the dinner party from hell from Beverly Hills Housewives.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
it was
that
just,
was
everyone
bad.
just started fighting and yelling and screaming. It was just too much.
See, what bothered me more even before that is that after they initially got in a fight, and obviously Chanel was really upset, and Amanda and Babs are trying to talk to her. And then Ashlee, for some reason, is like being Amanda's bodyguard and was like, Joey, get out of here. Joey, get out of here. And I don't understand why she didn't want to include Joey in that. Obviously, there's something important that Joey wanted to talk to Amanda about, or maybe even just check up on Chanel. She's friends with Chanel as well, too, you know? And it was ridiculous. And then she called her Mama Dukes, and then Ashlee's like, don't you ever call me Mama Dukes. It was ridiculous. And I don't know why, again, she had felt the need to like blow up on her in that moment.
These women remind me of children because it goes back to when Erica was told by Casey, stop talking, and she's like, don't you tell me not to talk. Like, it goes back to like, you can't tell me what to do. No, you can't tell me. And then once again, we just have Ashlee, trying to interject in this conversation, and she's like, don't tell me if I can't be inside or out. It's just like, let it happen. Like, I was really surprised by it. There's something about Joey that Ashlee
It
is
just doesn't respond well to.
And there's something that Chanel said that I have to address. When she said, we're in Great Neck, it's not ghetto. I love when people say this right after they get ghetto. Like, apparently there's a
point.
little bit of ghetto in every city. Like, come on now. I
And I don't believe in
love
that
when
anyway.
people
I'm like-
say that. Like, it's not ghetto, and then slap a boob.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but they keep saying Joey's so ghetto, and Joey's yet to really lose her cool in some big way, like all the other ones that are apparently not so ghetto. So just goes to show example.
Check
There's a
your
little bit of
status.
ghetto in everybody, okay? Might not want to admit it, but
Yeah,
there is.
just like Ashley said, there's enough trash at this party, like Joey didn't need to come too, or something like that. Like, be careful with what you're
Shady
saying.
comment.
Yeah.
Shady comment.
That's not a very classy comment.
And what I think is so funny too is when they were all fighting, Chanel is obviously the one who is extremely offended in the situation, and she was silent the entire time. all the girls are bickering around her about something that's going on with her, yet no one kind of really turned around to be like, okay, like, what's the deal? Do you want to leave? Because I feel like that's what she should have done at that moment, is leave before she ever had to go back out there and hit the girl again. And I really, really want to know what that tall, blurred out woman said to her that she had to get out of her seat and run up to her and hit her.
And did Amanda know this girl? Is it a friend? Is it a friend of the family? A family member? Some cousin? Like, who is this woman? Because there's, you know, they've been trying to all be a group of friends. Like, where's Amanda's, you know?
How did she get the invite to the party?
Exactly. Exactly.
I, for some reason, thought that it was going to be that girl that her ex-boyfriend was
the
dating.
19-year-old.
Yeah.
That's what I
That's
thought it
exactly
was.
what I
Yeah.
thought. Exactly what I thought. But that girl
It
didn't look
wasn't, yeah.
19.
Yeah. No.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll find out. Hopefully, they didn't really show too much information about it in next week's previews, but we'll see what happens.
For whatever the reason, they're not saying. I think it has to do like with some type of legalities. Obviously, her image and likeness was blurred for a reason. So we're gonna have to do some investigating. I don't know if it ever will be shown.
Yeah, because I think she was the only one at the party who was blurred out. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
She obviously didn't sign the release.
I mean, Chanel was going. I mean, to hit somebody on camera, if that person were to come back and want to press charges or whatever it is, like to have that on camera, that's
scary,
that's a big deal.
Bold.
Very in the moment move of Chanel. Do you think she was drunk, or did she seem?
No.
No.
She probably had something to drink.
I don't think she was drunk.
She was
probably
a
had
woman on
cocktail,
a mission.
But
Her eyes were blazing when she went towards her and slapped.
she said the lady was throwing stuff at her and, you know, agitating her. When you poke a bear.
What do you guys think about, I forget his name, but the gentleman who owned the salon? Because at the end, he was like, get out. He was
I agree.
pissed.
I just think that there's so many shows that there's like a location like that Jersey Delicious show and things like that. There's like a location that revolves like around drama, and it's a business. And I don't think he probably wanted his business to be associated with that.
Well,
which
also-
I don't blame him at all.
It seemed as if Amanda said that he was a friend, he really loved the hanky, and he offered to just sponsor this party
Pay
as
for
a
the whole
favor.
thing.
So for him to pay and really go out of pocket on something so that his name was on a step and repeat for press and photos, it's so much disrespect for Amanda's friends to come in and just
Be ridiculous.
Yeah.
take the drama to another level.
Because I mean, I'm sure that he thought, you know, since they're filming this reality show and they're going to
press
show
for
my
it.
salon and stuff, so it'll be good press. But then they have a fight. I mean, it probably is good press for him
What did
anyway.
you expect,
so
though? It is
whatever.
a reality show.
Yeah.
They live for this.
Not the princess party he was expecting.
No.
That's for sure.
Crown removed. Crown removed.
Well, I mean, at least we could say through this episode, they are turning it up a notch. So I hope that the rest of the season is kind of, not that I want the girls to fight, but continuing in this direction where there's at least more action going on.
And they're showing their personalities. Like, that's what I want to see, is their real, true sides, not just stuck up and
But
keep it to themselves.
Do you feel like it's building up with pressure? Because last week we had Joey's dad just giving her the third degree. This episode we have Erica's dad just giving a third degree. Do you think there's this pressure from the parents to get out of the house? I mean, it's clearly there, but like, who do you think is
Maybe,
next?
yeah.
That like these girls are like, I have to figure out where I'm gonna live. You know, I don't think that happened with Ashlee and Hal, but these parents really seem to want their alone time. But who can blame them?
Well, I think that's kind of happened with Chanel a little bit in this episode, too. I mean, not as much, but with her mom in the wedding dress store, she kept saying, like, oh, I hope you're next. I hope you're next, you know? So she kind of was very eager to get her hitched as well.
Those parents could all be in a support group with one another. I would love to hear what they have to say.
And actually, in the previews for next week, we do see that Babs is giving Amanda a lecture as well. So you're right.
But her mom's the opposite. Instead of her mom saying, get hitched, get out of the house,
saying you're
like,
not.
stay home with mama, you're not getting married to Jeff.
She needs a going out partner.
Yeah. She's like, you can't go anywhere until your sister turns 21.
Yeah.
Totally.
Then you're dead to me. Then you're dead.
Well, speaking of Amanda, this is some news and gossip.
Let's get into it.
Explosion.
I love that. So, for all of you that watched tonight, you saw the message at the beginning of the show. So what had happened was, last week's episode, when Amanda was doing her Drink Hanky photo shoot, one of the other girls in the shoot was pouring a beer down a statue of a fallen 9/11 firefighter. And the family saw that, and they were like, oh, no, that's disrespectful. So there was a lot of talk going on the internet saying that the producers of Bravo probably shouldn't have even aired it since they know that it was, you know, a 9/11 memorial and it's being demoralized. So there's some of that, but Amanda did apologize. So you got to be careful what you do.
And then they had that
Eyes
whole
are watching.
opening scene too, an apology on the show today as well.
Yikes.
Yeah. So
Well, thank you.
eyes are watching.
It's good to know what that was all about because I definitely hadn't figured it out at first. So thank you for sharing that with us.
It was such a moment in passing in the episode. I don't even really necessarily remember
We didn't catch it when we watched it last week.
No.
And I feel like Amanda definitely, when she was doing it, she had no idea. She's like, I look hot with my drink hanky, and that's all that matters, you know.
Yeah.
So, but you're right. Got to be careful what you do. Mm-hmm. Let's get into your predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I predict that Amanda and her mom get their own show.
Ooh, that's a fun prediction.
Like Amanda knows best. That's what I wanted to do.
I predict that in the next episode there will be something that is going to go down between Joey and Ashlee because the build-up's been there and it's been a lot of squabbling back and forth. But as we've seen, when that happens and the tensions rise, something huge occurs that sets it one way or the other and there's no turning back. And as a viewer, you kind of feel like you have to choose which one you go with. Like, who are you going to support in allegiance?
And there's never really been, like, on most reality shows, there's a divide. Like, you're on this side or you're on this side. And there hasn't really been one. It seemed like they've been a pretty cohesive unit.
Yeah.
But
Well, Ashlee made a huge statement that nobody
one
likes you.
Yeah.
That's really bold, but no one was like backing
But
her
Joey
up.
said the same thing to Ashlee. She said, no one's on your side at the end.
whenever, because Ashlee was like, you don't like her, you don't like her. And then Joey was like, who doesn't like me? And they were like, I don't like you. She's like, so no one's on your side.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord Jesus, so elementary. Oh, my prediction is there's going to be an engagement by the end of the season.
Ooh, that's fun. Okay, my prediction's kind of going off of that because I think that Rob wants to ask Erica for her hand in marriage. And I think that Erica's probably going to be like, shit, I need to be single like right now. And so that's what I predict for next week's episode. Erica being like, girl need to have some more alone time.
That's a very good prediction.
Right?
I like that.
Well, isn't she still with Rob? Or
Yeah, they're still together.
Yeah, but maybe they need a certain break. I feel like the girl needs a break.
Yeah, she needs like sow her wild oats again.
Yeah.
Like again.
So,
Because I feel like it's happened a few times.
yeah.
But you know what? She is so refreshing because, you know, I really feel for Chanel, but hearing the same thing over when she is so young and vibrant and beautiful, I'm like, get over it. You're not married. Move on. But Erica, on the other hand, is just like, I do not want to be strapped down in commitment. No way. So I think it's very refreshing
her dad
to see
even
Erica.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't. He's like, you're not committed. You're not a committal person.
But that might have been reverse psychology. Because he was like, you're not committed to being a working person.
And then
not
she said he would run down the aisle with me, remember, and give me away.
And he said that he wanted her to be a committed wife. So he was like, just get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
Find a place to live. I don't care where exactly.
You guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tune in next week. And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Zias.
You can find me on Twitter at Jake_DuPree and on Instagram at Jake DuPree. Consistent, I know.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Fahnia Thomas.
I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Cassidy Guard.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.